Hello, this is Tom Platt with my bi-monthly precious metals market update for the listeners of FTM Daily. I want to start just going right after the premiums on silver, which seem to be the most questions we're getting currently. We finally have gotten a drop because those silver eagles, for instance, were up over $11 over spot, and we couldn't keep up. But now we've got them back at $8.40, which is probably the lowest on the internet right now for the new silver eagles. We've also seen the best sovereign coin, the coin that's made by a country, is the Britannia, the Brits. And it's a magnificent silver coin, and we've got it at $3.60 down from over $5. So we think it right now is a great time to add to your silver inventory, because silver is lagged behind after the quick jump by gold coming out of the gates for Basel III on July the 1st. So it's very exciting to see what we've talked about on this show for years, Basel III coming to fruition, and immediately we see the Central Bank of Brazil buy 41.8 tons of gold. And you're going to see this continue to accelerate. And I'm going to come back in a minute and tie the gold and silver together on this news. So it's just starting. I mean, you can't imagine how much gold is going to be bought by central banks that can now carry the liquid value of their gold at market value for their financial statements. This is unheard of. Real estate, half. I mean, nothing except gold, not even silver, but it will affect silver. So we look at that and say, right now, we expect gold is getting ready to move up about 10%, which would move it up to about $2,000 per ounce. We know historically July has been the worst month. Over 45 years of doing this, if you look at every year, the worst month, July, would be the month that had been the worst performer the most. So I say gold now goes from 18 to 2,000, roughly 11%. To get that ratio of silver that we're looking for at 50 to 1, silver would go to 40. Silver 40, gold 2,000, 50 to 1 ratio, but silver would have to go up 61% to get to that level, where gold only 11%. So we're real excited about that. And right now, silver is as big a discount as ever. If you watched the Olympics much this week, you saw Ford, you saw Cadillac, all pushing their new silver-eating cars. Instead of gas guzzling, they're silver guzzling to come into electric cars. And this is going to be huge the next 4 years. So you need to get started looking at that. Now, this question about the ratio of gold to silver right now being at 75, it's been 65 for several months, right in there, 62 to 66. Now it's back up to 76. So we've seen gold outperform, but a lot of that's been because of the move of the tonnage of gold being bought that's kept gold from dropping in July, not like it normally does. So we're real excited, and we think that ratio is going to go to 50 to 1, maybe not right away, and maybe not even by the time gold goes up 11%, silver may just go up half of it. But we still know that it will go to at least 40 from 24 to 75, where it is right now for that 61% move compared to the 10% move in gold. So that is very exciting, very exciting. Now let me finish talking about the premiums on silver. If you're buying right now and you're buying a sovereign coin made by a country, I buy the Britannias. At $3.60 over spot, that is a steal in that kind of world, the sovereign world. Now the biggest deal right this second is we know if we get in 30 bags of silver, junk silver, and we sell it, the deal's off. But right this minute, you should call Dan if you're looking at $3.30. It's 30 cents less than the Britannia is per ounce for the sovereign coins. We also have silver rounds for the first time in a long time, but they're $3.50, which is a great price. But if you can buy Britannias for a dime more, that's the way you want to go. So lastly, on the gold products, we finally got a drop in the gold eagles to 6.5. It's back near its 5.75 that it stays at most of the time. So it's time to load up, because we know the central banks are buying sovereign products and mostly bars, kilo bars, 100-ounce commercial bars, 400-ounce commercial bars. To buy tonnage, that's what you buy. So that is one to watch closely. I want to spend the last few minutes of this digital banking that you're looking at. Recently, I saw an economist call the future digital banking world. First, you have the U.S. Congress, Pelosi trying to bring it. You know right away it's not a good thing for you. And now we see other banks around the world talking about digital banking. China's talking about digital banking. And all it is, it's another way to steal. But I love this economist said this is a scheme made in hell by Satan himself. You think about that, and it hits closer to home, because we know the U.S. central bank is not like central banks the rest of the world where the country owns a central bank. We own by individuals. You can all go visit Jekyll Island. I live right across the way here at St. Simon's Island, Georgia. You go to where we saw the Federal Reserve Act going back to the early 1900s, and they owned by the central banks are owned by member banks who are owned by wealthy individuals. So it gets more ludicrous. And when you see what digital banking will track everything you charge, every time you buy something, they'll know how often you go to the picture show. They'll know how often you buy cars, what kind of cars you buy, what kind of food products do you eat. I mean, this thing is so invasive on your privacy that it's unbelievable, and yet they're selling it like it's something good. How can it be something good? It can't. But it will make gold and silver even more valuable as people move to take. You heard about people taking Bitcoin for payment. That's old news, and they're losing because there's nothing to really back it. But gold and silver, yes, people, it's coming quick in digital banking worldwide. I mean, you could have digital banking this year and next year at a start. And once again, you want to have things out of that system that you can still have instant liquidity like you can in gold and silver, but not have your money sitting over here all the time where the digital banking system knows where every penny of it is. And those that own the member banks know everything you are, everything you have, every buying pattern you make. So it is something to worry about. It is something that Christians have thought about as we look at end times biblically, and you look at every other way that we've seen things coming at us that we never thought possible in our lifetime. But I would say now you need to make the soul search of your inside, decide what you're going to do, and getting your portfolio in shape. I mean, we've got financial advisors where I'm doing mostly consulting now. Dan's running the sales completely, and you can always reach Dan at 800 number. That's 800-247-2812, and talk to Dan or Jade about these specials. But I'm telling you, it's people are concerned. I mean, we're getting calls, just people talking about what's going on and how it looks like end times biblically, and things have already come to pass, and even getting into all of it, it's just a big brother invasive times. So hopefully you'll get your portfolio in order. You'll get the percentage you want in stocks and bonds and real estate and gold and silver and potentially other hard assets that are going to be just as good. So let's get in there and look at that, and certainly call Dan. And we still are talking to baby boomers every day that are moving money into IRAs. As I've said many times, the big thing right now, or baby boomers retiring so many thousand a day, is to roll your 401k away from where it is and make it into 2 IRAs. One self-directed IRAs for your stocks, bonds, and cash, and one self-directed precious metals IRA for your gold and silver, platinum, palladium. And then you've got 2, and you put what part you want in each one. So it gives you the chance to, a lot of you have most of your life savings in 401ks. A lot of you don't. You have a lot of personal assets. So you add them together, your 401k, your IRAs, self-directed IRAs, and then your private investments that are in your name. And you put all those together and say, here's a number of those added together, and I want this much in each asset. I'm going to place some of it in the IRA and some of it in my personal assets. So people, we're in interesting times. We're in times that have never been seen in history. So we're seeing all kinds of explosion in knowledge, and all that is a prerequisite of what's to come. So we look at all this, and we're excited because we're warned about it, but we're scared because it's going to be implemented. It's not going to be something the way we want. So try to get diversified the way you want. Get your IRA set up. And be sure to call Dan or Jade at 800-247-2812 to take advantage of these specials we talked about today. With this week's update, this is Tom Cloud signing out.